The state forbids strikes.
Wait till the Union hears about this.
Ah, yes, the Union. Welcome to our ranks, number 1313.
I'll take this case to the Supreme Court.
The state is the Supreme Court. Our decision is as follows. No more private property. No more you.
The farm voters put a stop to this.
Farmers don't vote anymore.
What'll they do for seed next year?
You won't have to worry about next year. The state will do your planning from now on.
We must fight to regain our freedom, or everything is lost. Everything.
Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine.
In 1933, Adolf Hitler came to power in Germany, promising to expand Germany's borders. This worried the Russian leader Stalin. He became more alarmed as the French and British leaders looked to appease Hitler rather than confront him. This appeasement would allow Germany to become stronger. Worried for his own security, Stalin agreed a non-aggression pact with Hitler, which assured that Germany would not invade Russia. However, in June 1941, having invaded France far quicker than anyone imagined, the German troops turned east and began their invasion of Russia. This military operation was the largest in manpower and casualties ever seen. By January 1942, the Russian Red Army had started to repel the German troops. Meanwhile, the Japanese were making great progress in invading Asia. The only real threat to their domination lay in the United States. As such, on December 7, 1941, Japanese planes launched from aircraft carriers in the Pacific Ocean began a surprise attack on the American warships at port in Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. A simultaneous declaration of war against the US by Germany meant that the US were now fully involved in World War II. The US launched the Pacific War by retaliating against the Japanese attacks. The British, who had colonies in Asia, were also involved in trying to repel the Japanese. Meanwhile, in Europe, the US and her allies launched Operation Overlord in June 1944, which saw 160,000 men cross the English Channel in one day to recapture France. In the coming months, over 500,000 lives would be lost recapturing France. The Allies then turned their attention to Germany and began a slow advance towards Berlin. The mistrust between Russia and USA showed as they both raced each other to push the Germans back and get to Berlin first. The Russians succeeded and claimed its first propaganda victory. Allied troops arrived soon after.
On April the 25th, Russian and American soldiers linked up on the River Elbe. The scenes of mutual celebration seemed to herald a new world of cooperation, for which Roosevelt had been willing to give so much.
Hitler committed suicide in his Berlin bunker and Germany surrendered. The Americans were keen not to have to share Japan with Russia as it had in Germany, as it sought to end the war as quickly as possible. Using its latest weapon, the atomic bomb, they flattened Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945. The Japanese promptly surrendered. The hot war of World War II was over, and the colder war between Russia and the US had just begun.